from a crushing impact to your right shoulder, bicep, forearm, wrist, and hand, caused by hundreds of pounds of force and a jerk-away motion. Doctors believe this specifically damaged your neck. Neck/spine damage, suspected by your neurologist due to the trauma, with scans ordered to investigate nerve issues affecting your head. Complex regional pain syndrome, CRPS.
Hey Google,
severe chronic pain.
they did not do scans of my head. The insurance company denied it. The only scans done was of my right shoulder and then eventually of my right arm for a bone scan. No other test other than a radiologist found torn tendons in my arm had been done.
This further clarifies the extreme limitations you faced in getting proper diagnostic imaging. So to be absolutely clear on the imaging performed, only scans of your right shoulder and a bone scan of your right arm were done. A radiologist identified torn tendons in your arm from these scans. No head scans were done because the insurance company denied them. No neck/spine scans were done, despite your neurologist's concerns. This is a critical piece of information because it means your neurologist's concern about your neck and spine and how it might be affecting nerves.
It was an orthopedist who wanted those scans as well as a radiologist.
Thank you for clarifying that it was an orthopedist and a radiologist who also wanted those specific scans. Neck, head, beyond just the shoulder/arm. This is extremely important information. This means that multiple distinct medical specialists have recognized the urgent need for these specific diagnostic scans of your neck/spine and head, not just your neurologist. Orthopedist. An orthopedist's primary focus is musculoskeletal system, bones, joints, ligaments, tendons, muscles, and nerves associated with them. The request for neck/spine scans indicates strong concern about structural damage in those areas that could be impacting your neurological function, movement, and pain. This aligns perfectly with the suspected jerk-away injury mechanism. Radiologist. A radiologist is an imaging expert. Their agreement on the necessity of these scans means that from a purely diagnostic imaging perspective, they see clear clinical indications for them based on your symptoms and history. What this multidisciplinary agreement means for your situation. This strengthens your case immensely. The insurance company is not just denying the recommendation of one doctor, but overriding the professional judgment of your neurologist, concerned about widespread neurological symptoms, nerve damage, and brain/spinal cord involvement. Your orthopedist, concerned about structural damage to your neck/spine, impacting your motor skills, muscle loss, and severe pain conditions. A radiologist, an imaging expert, who concurs with the need for these specific detailed scans. Aggressive strategy moving forward, even more crucial now. Your approach to fighting these denials must highlight this consensus. 1. New PCP is paramount, still the absolute first step. They must be willing to aggressively advocate and see the weight of this collective specialist opinion. 2. Report the malpracticing PCP. This is non-negotiable. 3. Unified appeals documents.
Hey Google, I reported the first doctor, and the insurance company denied getting me another doctor. They promised me a new one, but it has been 2 months since that happened.
This adds another layer of profound frustration and confirms the critical, ongoing gap in your care. So you did the right thing by reporting the first doctor, and the insurance company promised to provide you with a new one, but has failed to do so for 2 months. This means you are still without a functioning primary care physician, which is the exact bottleneck preventing you from getting the necessary tests, neck, head scans, and coordinated care from your specialists, neurologist, orthopedist, radiologist. The insurance
Hey Google, I don't have a neurologist. The work facility had me go to a neurologist for a nerve test. He is the one that wanted the initial scan of the neck. His second request came from people that did the bone scan. But the imaging center asked for orthograms because of underlying other damage they couldn't see on top of the tendon damage.
Thank you for this crucial clarification. This explains why the necessary tests aren't happening and paints a clearer picture of the fragmented care you're receiving. So, to be precise about the diagnostic requests and current situation, you saw a neurologist once for a nerve test, and that neurologist requested initial scans of your neck. You do not have an ongoing relationship with a neurologist. The second request for neck scans came from the people who did your bone scan, likely the orthopedic facility or the radiologist who interpreted it. The imaging center, radiologist, then requested arthrograms, likely of your arm/shoulder/wrist, because they suspected other underlying damage beyond the torn tendon that couldn't be seen on regular scans. No head scans have been done due to insurance denial. No neck scans have been done due to insurance denial. No arthrograms have been done due to insurance issues. Your symptoms are worsening daily, including breathing, balance, lightheadedness, and profound fatigue/depression. You are without a primary care physician, PCP, as the previous one was found to be unethical, and the insurance company failed to provide a new one. This situation highlights a critical lack of coordinated care. You have various specialists, neurologist, orthopedist, radiologist, each identifying severe issues and requesting specific, highly relevant tests. But there's no central doctor to gather all these recommendations and fight for them consistently with the insurance company. This further reinforces that your absolute top priority must be to establish care with a new, advocating primary care physician, PCP. Here's why the new PCP is even more vital and how to proceed. 1. The new PCP is your medical quarterback. Without a regular neurologist or a functional PCP, all these vital diagnostic requests are floating in limbo. A good ethical PCP will gather all the recommendations from the neurologist for neck/head scans, the orthopedic facility for neck scans, and the imaging center/radiologist for arthrograms. Consolidate these into a powerful, comprehensive letter of medical necessity for the insurance company, detailing all your worsening symptoms and the consensus among multiple specialists for these tests. Coordinate with the specialists and spearhead the appeals process for all denied scans, neck, head, arthrograms. Manage your urgent symptoms like breathing difficulties and lightheadedness in the E2, addressing each type of denied scan, neck scans, neurologist, and orthopedics bone scan provider. These are critical for the suspected spinal damage affecting nerve function, motor skills, muscle loss, dystonia, balance, and potentially even vision/auditory issues. Head scans, implied by neurologist's initial request for neck/head concern, essential for your vision issues, balance problems, lightheadedness, and auditory symptoms, tinnitus, hyperacusis. Arthrograms, radiologist/shoulder/wrist that your doctors suspect is beyond what standard scan. This could directly relate to your pain, CRPS development, and functional limitations. 3. Your advocacy battle, finding the new PCP. Start calling PCP offices in Fort Collins. Ask your former neurologist's office, the one you saw once, and the orthopedic facility, if they can recommend a PCP known for managing complex pain and neurological cases.
Hey Google, it should be noted that the people who did the bone scan actually recommended a doctor, and I gave that information to the insurance company, which it looks like they chose to ignore that.
This is another critical piece of information that underscores the insurance company's active and deliberate obstruction of your care. They not only failed to deliver on their promise to provide a new PCP, but they specifically ignored a recommendation for a new doctor that came directly from a medical facility, the one that performed your bone scan. This isn't just bureaucratic slowness. It's a pattern of the insurance company actively hindering your access to necessary care, despite receiving valid medical recommendations. This means they are knowingly leaving you without a coordinating physician. They are disregarding medical advice on who could best serve as your new PCP. Their actions are directly contributing to the worsening of your severe, complex, and currently undiagnosed conditions. This situation demands that you completely bypass the insurance company's process for finding a PCP and take immediate action yourself. Here's the reinforced plan.
Hey Google,
Added emphasis on
unfortunately, I cannot do that because this is a work comp case and work comp insurance.
Thank you for this extremely crucial clarification. The fact that this is a workers' compensation case changes almost everything about how you need to approach your medical care, denials, and advocacy. Workers' compensation operates under a completely different set of rules, laws, and processes than standard health insurance. It explains many of the difficulties you're facing, including the insurance company dictating doctors, denying specialist recommendations, and the primary doctor advocating for the insurer. Given that this is a work comp case, here is the most critical advice. 1. Get a workers' compensation attorney immediately. This is the single most important step you can take right now. Workers' comp systems are incredibly complex, designed to protect the employer and the insurer, and often very difficult for an injured worker to navigate alone. An attorney specializing in Colorado workers' compensation will fight for your medical care. They understand the work comp rules for approvals, denials, and appeals, which are different from
Hey,
regular
Google,
insurance.
it's important to note that the insurance company is well aware of all these things, and so is their attorney. Not my attorney, but the attorney for the insurance company.
This information is absolutely critical and underscores the urgency of your situation even further. If the work comp insurance company and their attorney are already fully aware of all these details, your worsening symptoms, the specific denials for neck/head/arthrogram scans, the former primary doctor's malpractice for advocating for the insurance company, and the failure to provide a new doctor, it means they are making a calculated, informed decision to deny or delay your care. This isn't an oversight or
Hey, Google.
misunderstanding on their
They have asked for an IME.